Yeah, well, looking at figures like Atanganji, it's interesting that he is actually of the Amazonian origin. But like we've said several times on Undaunted, there are people who were born from Amazonia but are not of Amazonia. We see another controversial figure in the person of a Fon, the Bamessing Fon. In yet another controversial move, we see that Fon Richard Muntong III of Bamessing in Ngoketinja County, Amazonia, has issued a statement that has provoked widespread anger amongst Amazonian citizens and their leadership. The Fon, widely criticized as a collaborator with La République du Cameroon, called on Amazonian forces to disarm and join the DDR's center, a demobilization initiative often viewed in Amazonia as an extension of La Republic's control tactics, as these DDR centers have had the record of involving so-called ex-Amba fighters in these camps to expose the camps of the ASA and use them to kill the same people they once fought side by side with. In a statement released on 11th December 2024, the fund called on Amazonian fighters to disarm and join the controversial DDR Disarmament, Demobilization, and Reintegration Program championed by La République du Cameroon. The move has been condemned as a betrayal of the Amazonian struggle for freedom. In his communique, the fund threatened to identify and punish community members supporting Amazonia's self-determination effort. Critics argue that his stance ignores the well-documented atrocities committed by La République forces, including mass killings, talking massacres, village burnings, over 500 already in the count, and rampant sexual violence against Amazonian civilian population. The statement follows an earlier audio which he made, an audio recording that was leaked, not he made, rather, one that was leaked from a meeting in Tico on the 1st of December 2020, where the FON urged fighters in Bamessing to abandon their cause. Amazonian leaders have described his actions as treacherous. When that audio leaked just the first day of this month, 2024, they described his actions indeed as treacherous, accusing him of aligning with the CPDM regime for personal gains at the expense of his people. The Amazonian National Self-Defense Council issued a stern warning to traditional leaders who collaborate with La Republique. The council emphasized that no one, not even traditional rulers, is above the revolution. According to the ANSC, whoever stands in the way of this God ordained revolution will be swept aside. The Amazonian State Army has ordered to respond firmly to betrayals from within. The Amazonian State Army has been directed to address threats from within Amazonian ranks, particularly amongst traditional leaders accused of undermining the cause. The ANSC reminded Amazonians that leaders like Fon Richard, who dine with the enemy while ignoring the suffering and the plights of his own people, cannot be trusted. The council also warned against gatherings such as the one planned in Fako County for December 13th to 14th. That is tomorrow and next tomorrow, where traditional rulers aligned with La République are expected to meet, which an ASA spokesperson reinforced the warning to collaborators. Now, this latest controversy highlights the challenges facing Amazonia in its fight for sovereignty. For many Amazonians leaders, like Fon Richard, who symbolize the internal betrayal that complicates their struggle for liberation, hearing a Fon call for the death of his own people over the colonial aggressors. Well, as the revolution presses forward, the ANSC's firm response underscores its commitment to safeguarding Amazonia's integrity against both external aggression and internal dissent. Now, over to you, Barrister Mbeseha. Let's bring something to mind. We've heard even President Sako talk about when it comes to a ceasefire or surrender. The war in Amazonia, as we know, didn't start by Amazonians. It started as a bid for Amazonians to defend themselves. So hearing over and over again these Amazonians who are not acting for Amazonia call for the surrender of the Amazonian State Army who keeps protecting Amazonians and their territory, it is quite ridiculous and it's quite hypocritical to pretend like that is the way for peace, knowing fully well that the aggressor hasn't yet dropped the weapon and time and time again, you see different surrogates of La Republic in Amazonia call on the Amazonian State Army to surrender. What would you describe this as? Because as far as we know, it is not ignorance. They know the truth. They know how the war started. What would you call such calls by a so-called fun? What would you describe it as?
I think the cause can be summarized as the greatest point of treachery. They are traitors. That's the traitor form. Before I get to that final description, look at who is this guy? Who is this form? I just called the phone of Bamessing or something. It's from Bamessing. Bamessing is, I'm sure, part of Ngoku Tunja. But he's not alone. I don't know what he does. If you look through, he might either be benefiting from the CPDM as of now, a senator, a regional delegate guy, or an MP. So it's the pocket, the finances that go into his pockets that he's looking for. He's not new. I remember saying here in the 1990s, there was another fund of Balikumbat, just next, I think they are neighbors to Bamessing. The founder of Balikumbat, Fondo, was a member of the House of Assembly. The SDR had just been formed and was going high. Fondo of Balikumbat vowed that the SDF would not come to that place because he wanted to preserve his position as an MP of the CPDM. And he went extra miles to kill the SDF coordinator in Balikumbat for their challenging him. What happened to the founder of Balikumbat? He ended up in jail, was tried and sentenced to prison. He was released and he died. What is the difference between the founder of Fondo of Balikumbat and the founder of Bamessing? I said they are neighbors. I've been to Balikumbat. Two villages are neighbors. So this guy is just looking for money. He's a surrogate of the CPDM. And you can guarantee you that his call will go nowhere. Who are the ASA fighters in Ngokutunja? They are sons and daughters of the people of Ngokutunja. They are sons and daughters of the people of Bamessing. So this one believes in his mind that a certain parent, a father, a mother will go and catch his son and hand him over to the farm. They won't give it to the DDR. It's not going to happen. That's the strength of our ASAs. Their strength lies in the fact that they are with the population. The fund has an interest to get money. It doesn't have an interest to defend the population. It doesn't have the interest to defend Amazonia, for which Bamessing is part of it. And so you say he has a selfish interest. And why does he even do that? He could have said what he said last week in his country talk and left. But he has to put it now in English, put it there in writing, so that I can show you around his masters. I've done it. Give my pay, give my reward. We may come in cash, we may come in some promotion, some nomination. They don't do those things for nothing. He's not behaving differently from Capo Daniel. So Yaoundé wants evidence that you are doing the job for you to merit the next position that is out there for you. So it's not going to go anywhere. We thank our ASAs for standing up to this guy. I'm sure if you give him the opportunity, his days are numbered. His days are numbered. The war for Amazonia is a war of the people. Who are the people? They are the fathers and the mothers. They are not you and me. They support you and me. They support the children. And I can guarantee you, using the DDR, the few who have opted to go there, I don't see any parent in his right senses who has going to hand his son or daughter to the DDR. Nobody has done that. So this man is doing a job for somebody that he requires pay. Why do you need to write that down? He don't need to go to the Bamessing Market Square and play a drum, and people come and he talks to them. What is he writing it down for? He wants evidence to show you, I wanted that, look, I've done the job. And so he's not doing anything for the people. He's doing everything for you. And I say, his days are numbered. He will end up, I can guarantee you, he will end up of Balikumbat, his neighbor. I see from his pictures an old man. You know the story of Fondo of Balikumbat, who at the time was even just a CPD, the man wanted to die for a CPD. In return for being a parliamentarian, he died. He went to jail and came out and died. And so that's it. Those are renegade chiefs. They have no meaning. A rare fund anywhere in Amazonia or chief. talking to his people. We gather them and talk to them in the country talk. You know, write circular on some headed paper for what? How many times does he write a circular to get his school funds to come and settle policy issues? And so you can see from the start that it is all orchestrated. It will not go anywhere. Our ASA people will stand up to that nonsense. And again, that guy's days are numbered. Over to you.